So what is today? Today, we would like to show you some product concept to enable you to formulate unique skincare product using Salvona's technologies for consumers living with COVID-19. So it's very current need, near future. It's not like possibilities. We want to show you in this webinar how easy it is and cost effective to use Salvona technologies to make really unique and exceptional product. This is our goal. So the program for today, I would like to show you 5 new product concepts that came from Bangkok, from Thailand, Alphatech Science, and from Salvona Labs. We'll show you the following product. Stay tuned. Each one of them is unique and interesting and practical and simple to do. So you listen carefully, you will see how easy it is. The first one, after I explain you the technology, we'll go on to the magical hand wash. The second one is a protective and rejuvenating serum. We always go like this: wash, serum, treatment. Then we go into self-forming facial gel or mask. And 5 is a protect and repair cream. And the last one is Anti-Chafing Moisture Guard Gel. Each one of the products has a purpose, a technology, simple to do. So let's just review what are our special technologies for antiseptic. The technologies are based on HydroSal. To remind you, what is HydroSal? We have a whole webinar on HydroSal, but if you missed it, HydroSal is a submicron sphere. It's a liquid, typically clear. You can apply it on the skin, spray it, or apply it like a lotion or cream. You see the particle. So the particle will flatten on the surface. So it starts by a sphere, but as the water evaporates, the particle, the shell of the particle actually flatten and encapsulate the functional ingredients. The functional ingredients are located inside the core of the particle here. Okay, so water now evaporates. So this is what we call encapsulation in situ. It happens as we use it, not so much before. So now the film forming and producing a shell around the core. This shell is sensitive to moisture. So when it hits water or you start to perspire, this shell will break down and the active now becomes become active. Basically it become on the surface. Let's say if it's skin, it's on the skin. Now, if we're talking about antiseptic, at that point, the antiseptic ingredients release. I just want to make clear, the antiseptic works immediately to kill pathogen, bacteria and viruses, depends what is the antiseptic. BKC, which is short for Benzalkonium Chloride, works on corona, other viruses, and bacteria. Other antiseptic, like the natural, we just don't know if it works and protect us from viruses. We know it's protect us from a variety of bacteria. So now the active, you see the active, the functional ingredient is on the surface. So whenever it comes in contact with bacteria, it will immediately kill the bacteria. And this is how it works. So we get an immediate effect, and then we have an effect that is being incorporated in the membrane and will be released at a different time when it's exposed again with water. You see, like now, the second time it's exposed to water, now more of the functional ingredient is exposed and more of the functional ingredient can be useful. So this is the mechanism by which it works, and we proved it with different other materials, but we cannot directly prove it with antiseptic because antiseptic is considered to be a drug, and a drug approval has to go through the authorities, which will take us a couple of years. But so let's separate with the fact that antiseptic can kill bacteria immediately, and we have a technology that may give you a long-lasting benefit. Okay, so this is our technology. So in general, it's HydroSal. In specific, it's HydroSal BKC, stand for Benzalkonium Chloride, which is a quaternary material known for years, many years, to inhibit the growth of bacteria and even kill bacteria in viruses. The product itself, HydroSal, is clear, compatible with most of the water-based platforms, so you can use it in multiple kind of formulas. It kills immediately a wide range of pathogen, and it can prolong the protection. The release is triggered with water after the film has been formed, after the product gets dried out. So this is about BKC. The other technology is HydroSal Natural Antiseptic. It is based on encapsulation of natural extract, botanical, with antiseptic properties. And here we show you colonies of the free natural antiseptic after 48 hours. But after 48 hours, you see the HydroSal has no colonies. From this, we learned that HydroSal can give you protection as long as 48 hours because of its properties as encapsulated material. This is a natural alternative to BKC. It's a preferred product for long-term use where you don't want to increase the resistant and genetic resistance of bacteria to BKC. BKC is a single molecule and the bacteria could develop resistance. However, natural antiseptic is a blend of over 12 different extracts. So the chances to develop resistance is lower. So for long term, better to use natural antiseptic formulation. These are the two basic products, HydroSal BKC and HydroSal Natural Antiseptic. You may ask how we test. So I'll just give you a pic. This is a petri dish covered with bacteria. Then we take a piece of paper, a round piece of paper that can absorb the HydroSal. We absorb HydroSal at a certain concentration. And then we put the circle paper on the petri dish and we measure the clear area around the paper. The clear area is a measurement of the ability of the product that we used inside the paper to kill the bacteria. So where it's clean, clear, we know it's bacteria free. All the other areas around has bacteria. We call this, okay, we call this the zone of inhibition. So now look at the graph that measures the zone of inhibition as a function of concentration. You see it's 0.5 microL per ml of natural antiseptic. You see that the HydroSal, the blue one is HydroSal. The HydroSal has a diameter of 8 millimeter, while the free has no diameter, which means it does not kill. It only kills with the encapsulation. Of course, if you double this or increase it by 10 times to 5, then they're almost the same activity. At a lower concentration, 0.5%, the HydroSal Natural Antiseptic is very effective. Okay, now we know the technologies, we can hit the road and go into formulations, how to use the products. I will show you here 5 different product concepts. These are all formulations for you as a concept, so you can, of course, use them as a platform, but you can change ingredients, modify ingredients, and so on. We want to show you how simple, effective, and interesting product you can make for consumers that live while we are talking in Corona time. So the first formula is coming from Bryan. Bryan is the chief Salvona's Product Development Chemist, and he formulated the following products. So this is a magical hand wash. Why we need a special hand wash? Because we know that only 1 out of 5 is actually washing. The rest are not really washing their hands. And only 30% of the people actually use soap to wash their hands. And we know that corona is spreading mostly by liquid, droplets, hand touch, and so on. So we're looking how to enhance the efficiency of reducing the spread of corona. So what's special about this? This is a color-changing hand wash and also an antiseptic technology. So the color change with rubbing used as an indicator for sufficient rubbing time and coverage. Okay, why do we need it? One of the major reasons for this
So it's very important for us to make sure that we're teaching children how to properly wash their hands. This is a time of the year where there's many viruses going around, including the flu.
Okay, now you know why. So this is a tool to teach kids, but it also can be used for everything else. So look at the formula. What's interesting about this formula? First of all, it's a very simple formula. We are using 2 technologies. The yellow gold is typically the antiseptic. This is using BKC in order to kill bacteria immediately and to have the option to release later on. And also we use cell color effects. These are microspheres that are able to change the color from initial color of white to green. Okay. Now, the rest of the formula is pretty simple. We have about 65% water. We have a thickener, xanthan gum, of course, glycerin, and we have 2 different botanicals that add to the moisturization of the product. How to design the manufacturing of the product? So there are several steps. Actually, there are 7 simple steps. The first one is you prepare a vessel with water. Then you prepare a smaller vessel. And this is where you dissolve the xanthan gum together with glycerin. Glycerin is used to soften, enable a faster suspension of the xanthan gum in water. So when A is ready, and the xanthan gum is ready, and the water is mixed well by itself, and you mix now the xanthan gum glycerin complex into the major water vessel. Then you add the botanical, the aloe in this case, and the witch hazel, another one. But of course, you can choose your own botanical, depends on your story or your budget that you would like this to cost. And after that, you add the forming, the surfactant, betaine. Betaine typically used as a co-surfactant to add to the foam visual effect. So we use betaine here as a main surfactant, and we use the antiseptic HydroSal BKC. When this is all done, of course, everything done in room temperature with proper mixing, you don't need more than that. Then you add with gentle mixing, cell color effects, white to green. When you add cell color effects with a propellant mixer, they will not break. The particles will stay intact, and you will see when we demonstrate it to you. They will break after time, which means they need to swell a little bit, absorb the water, and then with rubbing. Here is the formulation.
Our first step in creating our HydroSal BKC wash will be to pre-mix the xanthan gum with glycerin. This will help to wet the polymer and make it disperse very easily within the water. And the xanthan gum is going to be our water phase thickener in this formulation. Now that the xanthan gum has been well dispersed within the glycerin, it can be added to the water. This should thicken the water slightly, so the propeller speed may need to be increased to ensure its uniformity. Our next ingredient will be aloe vera gel liquid, which has been decolorized so it is clear. And what this will do for our final formulation is give it very strong moisturizing effects, and it will soothe the skin and rejuvenate the skin as well. Our next ingredient will be witch hazel extract, and what this does is acts as a skin conditioning agent to help reduce the flakiness on the skin and improves the appearance of dry and damaged skin. Our next ingredient is cocamidopropyl betaine, which is our primary surfactant within this formulation. And this classic foam boosting surfactant can reduce the irritation that classic ionic surfactants would normally cause. Now we will add the first of our two technologies, HydroSal BKC, and this is our encapsulated Benzalkonium Chloride, which allows for the time release and longer lasting effects of Benzalkonium Chloride. It can be reactivated long after its initial application when it is exposed to moisture. Now that we only have to add our encapsulated pigment, Sal Color FX, this HydroSal BKC wash could be sold as is, as a nice foaming hand wash. But what we are adding is our encapsulated pigments that release the inner color of the encapsulation when the action of washing your hands occurs. So as you can see, it makes our wash a little bit lighter or gives it a white tint. But when it is applied to the skin and you begin washing your hands, it will release the inner green pigment. This is our HydroSal BKC wash with Sal Color FX white to green. As you can see, it has the normal consistency of a hand wash, and you can see the beads are suspended within it. This is what the application of the wash will look like. A normal amount is used. You begin to lather it between your hands, and the Sal Color FX beads can actually act as a bit of an abrasing agent here and will help to cleanse the skin. And as you can see, as it is rubbed in, the foam will change from a white to a green color. This formulation leaves the skin feeling soft and smooth.
Great, 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 great. So this is really revolutionary. We couldn't do it before. Thank you, Bryan, to make it. So we suggest to use a tube for this kind of product with the orifice that is wide enough, like 8 millimeter, in order to deliver the base. Push bottoms may not be used unless they have a bigger orifice. Otherwise, because of the pressure, the particles may release and change the color before it reaches the hands, just because of the pump. So a correct pump is essential. If you don't have a correct pump, a tube would be a recommended packaging for this kind of product. How to use the product is very simple, as you could see. Apply the product as a liquid, spread it well, and rub until the green color appears. Continue to rub it to cover all the area of the hands. So you can see between the fingers and other hidden places. So this is how you know that you reached out to treat or antiseptic to kill bacteria. Then you just rinse it and the color will disappear. So this is our basic, interesting, magical hand wash that changes color as you rub it in order to teach you how long you need to rub it and to cover all areas of hands. Of course, you can use it for face, you can use it for anything else, but we position it now as a hand wash. And not a problem to use it as a facial wash, it is treatment wash, and so on. It's definitely a very good technology to be shown visually, like all the channels that are selling product on the TV. From now, I would like to move to a second concept. This is a concept to protect and repair cream, and it's using HydroSal Natural Antiseptic and SalSphere Skin Repair. We didn't talk about skin repair in the previous webinars. We will talk about skin repair later on in a couple of weeks. So right now, we just mentioned it briefly. The formula is coming from Alphatech Science, and you see the beautiful ladies that developed the formula. This formula is influenced by the summer that's coming up. And in the summer, we want to protect ourselves from bugs, not only from corona, but also from corona. So the antiseptic is used for corona and other pathogen, and skin repair is a combination to treat our skin or protect our skin from bites of insects and general irritation. So this formula is designed to help promote healing of cuts, bites, minor burns. It also works for chapped hands, lips, and nasal irritation from colds. So it has multiple functionalities as well. So what about SalSphere skin repair? This is a very unique technology that using natural ingredients, and the original purpose of this is to help people with eczema. So what the product is doing, it's repairing the skin barrier to enable the skin to retain water. Where the skin is hydrated, it can heal better. So what does it do? It stabilizes and delivers essential fatty acids that otherwise would oxidize and produce a very bad odor. In this way, when they are encapsulated, we protect them for premature oxidation, and therefore they don't have a bad smell, like conjugated linoleic acid. So slowly release of essential fatty acid, omega-3 and so on. It's a dermocosmetic product because it's not just the saying I have a natural ingredient, but it actually reduces the inflammation and heals dry skin. The product was tested compared to drugs like steroid and found to be effective, especially for babies, in which you cannot use or you don't want to use steroid for dry skin. There is no parabens, no mineral oil, which means we have oils that are able the skin to breathe and heal and not to form a barrier. This was tested clinically on eczema, and you see here the effect of 30 and 60 days. In this case, in this location, it's the most difficult to repair. So it took about 30 days to see a major benefit to the skin. The formula is the following, and it uses many ingredients. I'm sure some of the ingredients we can reduce, but that's what makes it such a unique texture and unique feel on the skin. So what you should pay attention to this formula. The HydroSal Natural Antiseptic is our active for this purpose, and skin repair. So skin repair is used at 1%. Of course, you can use more. And the natural antiseptic with a loading of 20% use 2.45%. The formula has over 70% water and an oil phase and a water phase. And here is the design of the formula, and it uses about 15 steps, 15 different ingredients, which I told you, you can reduce it significantly. So we start with vessel A. This vessel is a small one, and vessel B is a bigger one. The smaller one contains all the lipid phase ingredients. We added calendula. Calendula is a special active or functional ingredient. It's officially included in the homeopathic pharmacopoeia of United States to accelerate the healing of the skin. So that's why we incorporate it for that purpose within the oil phase. The other phase, the water phase, is water and other ingredients that are water soluble. Now these two vessels have to be heated. Definitely A has to be heated because it has all the fats. When all the fats in A are melted, homogeneous, and the water is also heated to 75, then phase A is going to be incorporated into B. Then phase B, A and B are mixed well, and they are at room temperature. Now we can add the technologies, the natural HydroSal Natural Antiseptic and SalSphere Skin Repair together with diglycerin. Now let's look at the formula as it's done in Bangkok. Okay, so you see again, this is phase A, all the lipid function, and phase B is the water function. So both of them are at 70 to 85%, say degrees C. And we see the A, the oil is being added to the water phase. Now we have A and B combined. And at this point, you stop the heating and you start to cool down. You prepare the technology in phase 3. You can mix them or you can just add them one after another. That's up to you. And they are white, as you can see, and liquid, so they are easy to add and mix everything together. What's interesting about this product is that the product is creamy. Okay, calendula gives a nice benefit and together with HydroSal Natural Antiseptic. But the interesting part, there is no preservative. You can package it in different kind of product. It's all natural, inspired by natural, at least the technologies are natural. And what is the product is giving us? So the product is giving us a protection from pathogen and insect. The product is used to prevent irritated skin, to reduce burns, cuts, scrapes, and chapped skin. So it's a healing product that you put afterwards, not before, to prevent the insect, just after you get bite. The formulation allows the flow of oxygen, which means the skin can continue to exchange heat and water. It feels very silky and not thick, not messy. It's preservative-free. That's interesting about this product, of course, because we use HydroSal Natural Antiseptic. So it's a clean, preservative-free product. Very interesting approach coming to us from Bangkok in Thailand. Formula number 3. It's a self-foaming facial product. Facial, which means it's used on the face, could be either as a wash or as a mask. It contains a special technology, SalSphere Saloxy. This is a new technology that we didn't introduce in the previous webinars. This is a technology to release oxygen. In addition to this, we use HydroSal Natural Antiseptic to give us the protection. And it's also used as a preservative. So officially, this formula is preservative-free. It's a self-foaming facial treatment that can work as a gel and also as a wash-off mask. It delivers oxygen and natural antiseptic to protect our skin. It's used or recommended to be used as a daily reviving treatment and ideal for sensitive acne prone. Why I say acne prone? Because the bacteria that causing the acne is anaerobic. The best way to treat this bacteria is with oxygen. So oxygen can kill or prevent the growth of the bacteria. And this is a very gentle solution. The alternative is to use benzoyl peroxide, which breaks down and releases oxygen. And the oxygen then oxidizes the skin and also kills the bacteria or prevents the growth of bacteria. But this is, BPO, benzoyl peroxide, is much more damaging to the skin. This is a gentle solution. So it's reviving the skin as well as gentle to the skin. See how it works. Bubbles. Very easy to wash it off afterwards. Okay, so there is no residue left on the skin. Now you can see the same thing in different colors. It really allows you to formulate exotic, interesting product. Now watch, this is real time. Nice, thank you. So you see what the self-forming facial can do, either in the wash or within the mask. The idea is that we encapsulated the ingredients that holds on to the oxygen, and once we rub it gently on the skin, with the temperature of the skin, it starts to work, which means slowly release and releasing the oxygen from the encapsulation itself. The oxygen works to revive the skin and also to inhibit anaerobic bacteria. So there are multiple benefits for this type of technology. It's sensory, it's nice, it doesn't hurt, of course, the skin. It's very friendly to the skin. I show you another major benefit of this, but let's see the formula, show you how simple it is to use this technology. So here we use this number C, the bottom line is HydroSal Natural Antiseptic. This is our technology to protect us from pathogen and also as a preservative in this case. And SalSphere Saloxy, this is the technology that is releasing the oxygen. And what else, other thing that's interesting here, we use about 61% of water. We use a surfactant. In case you use it as a wash-off, you can use more. You can use more of the bait-in, the foaming elements, or you can use less. So you can play with these two parameters in order to optimize, to accelerate the foaming or reduce the foaming. But this is the basic formula. Now, how to design the product, the production, 8 single steps. That's it. So we have only one vessel, okay, and only one vessel A. We start with the water and the surfactant, the different surfactant that we use for this application. Then we add the diglycerin water, which is another water phase. You can just add them one after another, but I block them into phase B. And practically that's it. And when you have this, you just add the SalSphere Saloxy and HydroSal Natural Antiseptic. 3 groups of ingredients. You can add them just one after another. Simple, and it works at room temperature. You want to slow down, you cool it a little bit, but it works very well at room temperature. Here we see the first one, A. It can all mix together until all the ingredients are homogeneous. And then phase B, and then B added into A and mixed well. So far, not a problem at all. The only other part is the SalSphere. The SalSphere should be added at a lower temperature. It's activated with temperature and also with free space. Free space means if you leave space on top, air, just leave air on top of the liquid phase and you heat it up, the material will start to foam, and you don't want this to happen. You see here as the technologies are added, they are milky. They will color the product to become milky, but not a problem to mix them together. It's stable and it works wonderful. And that's practically the finished product to be used. Now, the product can be packaged in different type of products. What's interesting, when you use the encapsulated SalOxy, you can use a variety of packaging material, and it doesn't have to be airtight. And that will save you money on the package itself and on the production itself. This is a major benefit to producers. So what does it do? It's an oxygen reviving mask. It's an innovative self-forming mask that helps you with the following. First of all, it's reviving the skin. Of course, oxygen is necessary, and you provide another boost of oxygen, you would see improvement in the appearance of the skin. Then it protects from pathogen. That's why we have the antiseptic. It's a very gentle, natural way of protecting from the pathogen. The major pathogen that we're talking could be just the acne-causing bacteria. So this is an ideal product for consumers that have sensitive skin as well as acne-prone skin. Number three, it clears the skin and dissolves impurities. It opens the pores, for example, and smooth the skin. So this is a solution to protect ourselves from environmental hazards, all kinds of air contamination and water. So overall, this is a unique technology combining SalSphere SalOxy for the foaming effect and HydroSal Natural Antiseptic for the protection benefits. So this is, again, to summarize this, this is a self-forming facial, can be used as a wash by itself. You can take a little bit and it will start to foam, or you can apply it as a mask. It's a liquid mask, thick enough, as you could see in the video. You can apply it, you can make it in different color, connect the color to the benefits, to the functional ingredients that you would like to use. But in general, the benefits are clear: to revive the skin, protect from pathogen, and clear and protect the skin from environmental hazardous factors. So if this is clear, I would like to move on to the next one. The next one is a protective and rejuvenative serum. What's interesting about this serum, it contains two technologies, HydroSal BKC and HydroSal X4. HydroSal X4 is a technology that we didn't talk much. We will talk about HydroSal X4 in our next webinar when we talk about anti-blemish and anti-acne. This formula was again designed, prepared by Bryan from Salvona. And this formula is a serum. It's designed to deliver high concentration of anti-aging and hydrating ingredients to the skin. At the same time, it also helps to protect the skin from pathogen while rejuvenating the skin to reach a brighter, younger looking skin. The serum is designed for younger people and also older people. People that are still suffering from acne or they have acne-prone skin, and also people that are suffering from wrinkles or fine lines that they would like to dismiss them. So this is a multifunctional serum. That's why I called it protective and rejuvenative serum. The formula of the serum, as usual, the gold is containing the antiseptic BKC at 0.5%. That's all. The HydroSal X4 is at 2%. That's all. The amount of salicylic acid at 2% will leave you to about 0.2% or 0.2.5, which is a cosmetic declaration. It's not an OTC-based product. Now, if you look at the list of the ingredients, you see that about 70% of the formula is made out of water. Another functional ingredient is the hyaluronic acid. Hyaluronic helps to hydrate the skin. And then we have jojoba, which is an oil, which also helps for the same purpose, but in a different way. So this is the basic formula. The process to manufacture this formula involves 12 steps, 12 different groups of ingredients, but very easy because it's using only one major vessel. So one major. Group one are all the oil-based materials, the carbomers, the thickeners, and there are several thickeners at a small concentration. Then we have group number 2 that contains the functional ingredients, the hyaluronic acid and the jojoba oil. They don't have to be mixed in, they just could be added one after the another. And number 3, we have other ingredients that are more to emollient, to give the emolliency to the product. And number 4 is the technologies. Always the technologies are added at the end. This formula would not require you to produce under heat. You don't need to heat it. Room temperature will give you the results. At the end of this formula, when all done, you just need to calibrate the pH to make it between 4.5, I would say 5 would be appropriate. So this is a serum that provides you protection and rejuvenation benefit. Here is Bryan explaining how to make the product.
First ingredient that we will be adding to water is our sodium carbomer. This is a pre-neutralized polymer that is used to thicken, suspend, and stabilize the final formula. Our second polymer is going to be hydroxyethyl cellulose. This is a water-soluble gelling or thickening agent. Now the final of our 3 polymers will be dispersed in Zimea. Normally the xanthan gum is not very water soluble, so we wet it with this propanediol humectant first and then add it to the water. Now that that is uniform, it will be added to the water phase, and we now have 3 separate thickening agents within our water phase. The next ingredient that we will add is glycerin. This will help to solubilize some of those polymers as well as to clear up the water phase so that it becomes less opaque. Our next ingredient will be jojoba oil, and what this emollient does is stabilizes the skin's sebum secretion and creates a non-greasy film which protects the skin's natural hydration effects. Now we will add a 1% hyaluronic acid solution. And what hyaluronic acid does for the skin is enhances the appearance of the dry and damaged skin by reducing the flakiness and restoring the elasticity. Our next ingredient is Lexfield Wow, which is triheptanoin C13-16 isoparaffin. And this emollient is used for its excellent spreading properties, which is due to it being a partially volatile silicone alternative fluid. And what's nice about it is it absorbs very quickly. And this next ingredient that we are adding is Soldoc PG410, which is polyglycerol 4 caprate. This is our emulsifier, which is allowing the oil and water phase to mix properly. And this is what will stabilize the emulsion and keep it stable over time. Our next ingredient, we are adding HydroSal Exfo. And what this is encapsulated salicylic acid, which will exfoliate the skin. And what's nice about this is that it won't have the classic irritation that is commonly associated with the sal acid because it is encapsulated within our technology. And finally, now we are adding the first of our technologies, HydroSal BKC, which is our encapsulated Benzalkonium Chloride, which allows for the time release of the BKC. This is our HydroSal BKC and HydroSal Exfo serum. As you can see, it has the consistency of a normal serum, and the serum is not clear, but it is very hydrating, and the opaqueness is due to our technology of HydroSal Exfo and the different oils. So when it is applied to the skin, only a small amount is needed, and it is very easily spreadable. And as you can see, it will leave the skin with a nice shine and leave it feeling very smooth and soft.
Okay, thank you, Brian and Alicia, who conducted this experiment and came up with this wonderful formula. When we look at the formulation and we look at the consistency, this would be the best packaging to use. Now, briefly, HydroSal X4 is basically a soluble formula of salicylic acid. It's liquid, very easy to formulate. It removes dead skin cells. It's a very lightweight serum. The serum absorbed immediately and works in many ways. What does it do? It unclogs pores. It smooths the skin, exfoliate, scars reducing, and so on. It helps other skincare products penetrate deeper because it's removing the dead skin that is typically big resistant to penetration of other ingredients. It evens the skin tone, so it's a good brightening technology, and it repairs fine lines. In terms of BKC, you're familiar now with BKC because I repeated it so many times. It acts as a preservative system as well as antiseptic system. And we are in the business of Corona now. So it has dual functionalities. Okay. In addition, it's protect from general pathogens, not just Corona, but anything else. So it gives the skin benefits and it gives the product benefits as a preservative. Overall, it is a preservative-free. So it can be used or recommended for people with acne or blemish, as well as people with fine lines. And it can repair both cases because it's exfoliating and rejuvenating the skin, in addition to protect the skin. So our product, and this specific one definitely is a no preservative, and use alternative preservatives to make the product stay for longer on the shelf. So with this, we have only one left and my time is running. So this is an Anti-Chafing Moisture Guard Gel. It's using another new technology that we will talk in the future webinars. It's called the SalSphere Moisture Guard. And in addition to this, it's using HydroSal Natural Antiseptic. What is chafing? It's a situation where the skin is rubbed against the skin and it causes irritation. And this condition could be a good background for bacteria and pathogen to grow, because when the skin touches another part of the skin, it's humid, and these are excellent conditions for bacteria to grow. There is humidity, there is fatty acids, it's sometimes anaerobic, great solution. So it's a gel. It's sweat and water resistant. That's very important for this type of applications. And it allows the sweat to escape. So it's allowed the skin, what we say, to breathe. Although you know that we breathe only from our lungs. But it's allowed to exchange of water. Okay, it gives a long-lasting protection from rubbing and also from pathogen. It can be used in different parts of the body, as you can see in this image. People can use it underarm, the neck, or many other locations in the body. So what is the formula? The formula is a simple one to use. Again, you see natural antiseptic is our antiseptic technology, and moisture guard. Moisture guard using natural and other ingredients, and it protects our skin from rubbing. Now, the formula contains over 80% water, and it's very easy to produce. Here is the actual production in 6 steps. So we have one container, one vessel, the main vessel. First, we add the water and the hydroxypropyl gel with propanediol as a co-solvent, and this is our thickening solution. Then we add alkyl dimethyl benzylammonium chloride, which is BKC practically. This is BKC, not encapsulated, okay? Then we add the HydroSal Natural Antiseptic, and the SalSphere Moisture Guard. Now, you may be able to reduce the free BKC because you have natural antiseptic. But with natural antiseptic, we cannot claim antiseptic. It just works as antiseptic. But legally, at least in the US, we cannot claim antiseptic. That's why we added the free BKC. The formula itself is the following. Bryan will explain in more details.
Our first step in creating our gel will be to premix our guar gum with our propane diol. This will allow the guar gum to mix with the water much more easily. And within this formulation, the guar gum is our only thickener. So we have a decent amount in there, and eventually this will become a thick gel. Now that the guar gum has been completely wetted by the propane diol, it will be added to the water. Now we will add a small amount of unencapsulated Benzalkonium Chloride, and within this formulation, we are using it as a preservative. Our next ingredient is the first of our technologies, HydroSal Natural Antiseptic, which is a complex of plant extracts at optimized levels, encapsulated for a modulated release. Our final ingredient is the second of our technologies, Moisture Guard, which is a unique technology that provides all the positive sensory benefits of water, such as cooling and refreshing feel, but it will not give the unpleasant wet feel normally associated with water. And within this formulation, it will help leave the skin well moisturized, which is good within a gel because generally those will dry your hands out, can mix until uniform, or HydroSal Natural Antiseptic gel is complete. As you can see, the gel is not clear like most antiseptic gels are, but it does have the thickness and consistency of a gel. And normally these types of gels would be in like a squeeze bottle or a pump, but here we have it in a small jar just to show what it would look like. Just a small amount is needed and applied to the hands. And then that small amount can be spread around both hands. And the HydroSal Natural Antiseptic will help to protect your hands and skin from any microbes or bacteria. And since it is encapsulated, it will modulate the release. And the Moisture Guard Gel will help to moisturize and protect the skin.
Thank you, Bryan. Very good. I just wanted to mention that Moisture Guard is a technology that's used by many companies now to protect the skin, even from acids or hazardous chemicals, and of course, from frequent washes. The product could be using different type of packaging, and of course, it's preservative free because we have other ingredients that will do the job. It keeps the skin protected from pathogen and from chafing. Apply it everywhere that you want. The gel forms a dry, invisible barrier to protect the skin. There is no petroleum, no linalool, and no mineral oil. I mentioned about breathe, like exchange of water. It's effective and long-lasting, used daily in humid and dry conditions for a pain-free, active life. So these are our 5 concepts for today, and my time is almost over. I just would like to summarize. In this short webinar, we learned how to formulate 5 unique products with advanced technologies. We show products that are practical, that people need them today and maybe in the future also. But now they are very practical because they address specific needs. And here are the 5. The magical hand wash with HydroSal BKC and Sal color effects. The protective and rejuvenative serum with natural antiseptic and SalSphere skin repair. We showed you the self-forming facial mask or gel with natural antiseptic and SalSphere Saloxy. The protect and repair cream with HydroSal BKC and HydroSal X4. This is can also be used as a serum. Anti-Chafing Moisture Guard Gel with natural antiseptic and SalSphere moisture guard. So these are 5 different concepts using 2 different antiseptic functional ingredients, technologies, and some other technologies that work together to generate a special appearance, special feel, visual, special effect to make the product stand out, increase the marketing position of the product in addition to the efficacy of the product. Okay, with this, I would like to thank you for participating in this webinar. We hope we provided you valuable, practical value over the time. We don't want to waste your time. If you feel that you have any comments, feedback, please email me, sam@salvona.com. I'm very interested to know what other subject you would like to discuss, and if you have any comments on how to improve the message to you to make it more valuable for you. Please join us for our future webinars, and the most important, help us spread the technology. Prevent the spreading of bacteria or viruses, but help us with spreading the technology. Please invite your friends, your colleagues, customers, and members of your network to join us at www.salvona.com. We showed you this if you would like to formulate. However, if you would like to get the finished product, please contact Advanced Beauty Lab. More specifically, please contact Mr. Jeff Gohar at 609-270-9359 or by email. These formulas can be available to you as is, as a bulk, or packaged in the final product. So this is the purpose of Advanced Beauty Lab that have the access to Salvona's technologies. Please keep in contact with us. Our website is www.salvona.com. Our phone is available 24/7. I give you even my mobile phone, and you can contact me by different apps like WeChat, WhatsApp, Viber, Telegram, and so. Please follow us on LinkedIn and in Facebook.